California Boodle. One of the most astounding facts that revealed the old age of the known but ignored facts about Herbalife is that Herbalife was, and still is, under a permanent injunction in the state of California against the very marketing practices that the hedge fund and previous lawsuits alleged. The permanent injunction was imposed in 1986, yet mysteriously never enforced by California's Attorney General. The California injunction stated, "Defendants shall not establish, maintain, or operate a marketing program in which 1. A participant pays a valuable consideration for the chance in whole or in part to receive either directly or indirectly compensation which is based on other than retail sales, for introducing one or more additional persons into participation in defendant's marketing program, or for the chance to receive compensation, either directly or indirectly, when the newly introduced participant introduces a new participant into defendant's marketing program. 2. Any compensation, however denominated, including but not limited to commissions, overrides, achievement bonuses, or any term of similar import, defendants pay or participants receive is based upon anything other than the retail sales of defendants' products. And 3, a participant can obtain any specific level in defendants' marketing program based upon criteria other than the amount of retail sales made by the participant or persons introduced into defendant's marketing program by the participant." In the brightness of media interest, Pershing Square and consumer activists called upon the current Attorney General of California at the time, Kamala Harris, now a U.S. Senator from California and vice presidential candidate, to ask why the injunction was not being enforced. Their inquiries did not prompt law enforcement, but revealed yet another manifestation of financial entanglements between MLM and regulators. Herbalife's corporate office is based in California. Its actual legal headquarters are in the Cayman Islands, which partially explains the political lockdown of law enforcement in the state. Herbalife could spread money to California charities, vendors, and politicians, and it employed a lot of Californians. But perhaps more important to law enforcement at that moment in time was that the California Attorney General, Kamala Harris, it turned out, had recently married Douglas Emhoff, a partner in the law firm Venable, LLP, which represented Herbalife. Venable was Harris's third largest contributor in her senatorial race in 2016, and she was Venable's second largest recipient of contribution. For Harris to enforce the injunction against Herbalife, one of her largest contributors and her very own husband's employer could have been Herbalife's defense attorney. The New York Post reported that court records showed Emhoff's firm had represented Herbalife as recently as 2013. The article raised the questions of why Kamala Harris had not enforced the permanent injunction against Herbalife for making false income claims, and whether Harris was in violation of the state's conflict of interest regulations. She refused to disclose if her office was investigating Herbalife. To make matters even more conflicted and jeopardizing to the public interest, Venable later made a bid to oversee Herbalife's compliance with the FTC settlement terms that required restructuring and reform of marketing practices. When Harris was elected to the U.S. Senate from California, Emhoff went to work directly for the law firm DLA Piper, which was acquiring his firm, Venable, LLP. DLA Piper represented Amway in the largest class action suit ever filed against the company. The suit charged that Amway was a pyramid scheme Amway settled the suit by paying approximately $50 million without admitting guilt. In the end, Kamala Harris, the state's top law enforcement officer, never did enforce the injunction. Her successor, the newly elected California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, has also not acted. It is unlikely that he ever will. Before his election as the new California AG, Becerra served as a U.S. congressman and former chair of the Hispanic Caucus. Open Secrets reported that Herbalife had recently contributed to the Hispanic Caucus for the first time and wrote, quote, Herbalife already has one friend in the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, Representative Xavier Becerra, Democrat from California, represents the Los Angeles district where Herbalife has its corporate headquarters, and he has cautioned his caucus colleagues not to rush to any conclusions about Herbalife. It further reported that Herbalife gave Becerra more than $20,000 in 2011-2012. Quote, Herbalife was Becerra's third largest contributor and the top money recipient from Herbalife in the 2012 cycle. FTC boodle. In July 2000,